Good afternoon. Today we are going to see about the yesterday's continuation. So yesterday we saw unit 3 magnetic properties. In this magnetic properties we already learned the two properties, then third one, intensity of magnetization. So intensity means transfer of energy within a particular area. So that is called intensity. That is energy transformation within a limited area. So this is the meaning of intensity. Intensity of magnetization. So that means but here when the material contains atom, that each atom consists of electrons. Here the electrons which undergo the orbital motion. So due to this motion only it has a magnetic movement. So that magnetic movement is considered as the transfer of energy here. So the net magnetic moment is 0 for the random movements. So here also according to this the statement is the net magnetic moment per unit volume of a material is known as intensity of magnetization. So it is a purely a vector quantity. So it can be expressed as m is equal to magnetic moment divided by volume. So already you know that magnetic moment pm. So divided by volume V. So the unit of this intensity of magnetization is ampere per meter. So here we have to find out the volume. So how can we find out volume? So for a bar magnet we have to take the pole strength Qm and also for length 2L. The area of cross section of the magnet is A. So the magnetic moment of the bar magnet is, you know very well, P is equal to Q2L. And the volume of the bar magnet is V is equal to, what is the general formula for volume? Volume V is equal to area into length. So area A, length means 2L, the total length of the bar magnet. So 2L A is the volume of the bar magnet. So now find out the intensity of magnetization for a bar magnet. You know m is equal to magnetic moment divided by volume. Magnetic moment P, value of P Qm 2L divided by volume 2LA. So simplify that above equation. So you can get 2L cancel, then Q by M. Qm by A. Qm is one of the pole strength divided by A is the area of cross section of the bar magnet. So this is the expression for a magnetization, that is intensity of magnetization. That can be expressed in the statement. That means a bar magnet, the intensity of magnetization can be defined as the pole strength per unit area, that is Q by A. So this is the statement. Then last one, magnetic induction or total magnetic field. So magnetic induction means stimulation. So magnetic induction, magnetic stimulation, or total magnetic field. Suppose you have to consider when the substance like iron or is iron. So iron bar is placed in a uniform magnetizing field H vector. Magnetizing field means, so that is one of the field which can be change the iron into magnet. So that's why the substance gets magnetized. So the iron gets magnetized, then it will becomes a magnet. So that is called the magnetizing field. So here according to the statement, that is magnetic induction means the magnetic induction inside the specimen, that is iron B, is equal to sum of the magnetic field B naught produced in vacuum. So vacuum around the field in air. So that is called here considered as a vacuum. So B naught due to the magnetizing field and the magnetic field Bm. Bm is the magnetic field due to the induced magnetism of the substance. Because of this two induced magnetism of the substance, we have to find out B is equal to, that is magnetic induction is equal to B naught plus Bm. B naught, that is magnetic magnetic field B naught in a vacuum, and also Bm is the magnetic field. So is equal to, this is the one of the formula, so you will study in later, that is B is equal to mu naught I is the general formula. So here instead of I we have to substitute the H vector and M vector. So H vector for vacuum and M vector for magnetic field. So substitute B is equal to general formula mu naught I. So here B naught is equal to mu naught H vector plus Bm is equal to mu naught M vector. Substitute that formula, then finally you will take the common value mu naught outside, then H vector plus M vector. So this is the total magnetic induced magnetism of the substance. Next, last one, magnetic susceptibility. That means how strong the material can be magnetized. So that is the meaning for magnetic susceptibility. So it is defined as the ratio of the intensity of the magnetization to the magnetizing field. So the intensity of magnetization is generally referred as M vector, and also magnetizing field is H vector. So psi M, here we have to refer that X like symbol is a psi. Psi M is equal to modulus of M vector divided by modulus of H vector. So this is the formula for magnetic susceptibility. So it is a dimensionless quantity also. The next topic, classification of magnetic material. So that means when the material can be magnetizing. So suppose we have to kept the some of the materials, that is iron, cobalt, nickel, like that material can be kept in a magnetizing field, means how strong it can be magnetized or how weak it can be magnetized. That depends upon the material which we used. So that can be classified into three types. So that is diamagnetism, paramagnetism and ferromagnetism. So these are all the types of magnetism. So now we will see one by one. So it is better to explain in a tabular column. See this tabular column. In this tabular column, so the top column shows the types of magnetism. Second one, magnetizing field is absent, that is H is equal to 0. So we are not giving magnetizing for that substance material. Then next one, magnetizing field is present, so not equal to 0, we have to apply the magnetic field. And third one, the graphical representation shows the magnetization of the material, so increasing or decreasing, like that. Next, susceptibility, that is how strong the magnet can be. And the last property is relative permeability, that can be equal to 1, that is unity. So I explain one by one. First, diamagnetism. Diamagnetism, so for a magnetizing field, when the value of H is equal to, that is magnetizing field is equal to 0, so their atoms are arranged, that is the electrons are arranged, the zero magnetic moment, there is no magnetic moment for that. And for magnetizing field is increases, so aligned opposite to that field. Suppose it is opposite to the magnetizing field, so that is the property of diamagnetism. And the magnetism of the material is, it shows the magnetization of material is decreases. So and also the susceptibility is a negative value, and also relative permittivity is less than unity, that is less than 1. And paramagnetism is, it is also the material, so which possess the net magnetic moment but random alignment for a magnetic field is 0, so that is absent field. So it can be align itself as a random alignment, that is magnetic moment is random alignment. When you are applying the magnetizing field on that, so what happens, it aligned along the direction of the field, more or less it can be aligned along the direction of the field. And also the graphical representation shows the increasing the magnetism, and also positive value, this whether we have to check the strong or weak, it is a positive and small little bit strong magnet and greater than unity. And ferromagnetism is one of the powerful magnet. So see that first property, when the magnetizing field is 0, so the net magnetic moment in the domain means a small area that which we have to see that electrons are align itself, that is a domain, that is one of the particular area. So here also the magnetic moment in a domain, but they are randomly aligned itself in one of the same direction, and we are applying the magnetizing field on that. So what happens, it aligned along the direction strongly and also particularly along the direction. Then first it increases the magnetization, then the graphical representation increases the magnetization, and it can maintain the saturation region on that, that is straight line represents the saturation region, and it possesses the strong magnetic field, that is positive and large values, and also the relative permittivity is very large. So ferromagnetism is the strongest magnet when compared to other diamagnetism and paramagnetism. The next topic is important topic, that is one of the property of the ferromagnetism magnetic material. So hysteresis. Hysteresis means, that is one of the name which means lagging behind. So something we are increasing or decreasing the values, it can be lag, that is slowly, and comes back. So comes slowly behind that value. So that is called lagging behind. That is the meaning of hysteresis. This graphical diagram represents the hysteresis loop. So that can be drawn by the ferromagnetic material. So this graph between the magnetizing field and magnetic induction. So that is magnetic induction of the ferromagnetic material and also the magnetizing field. So when we are increasing the magnetizing field or decreasing that, this graphical representations we have to plot slowly. So that is called the hysteresis loop. So here there are a lot of portions are given. So first, what happened when the ferromagnetic material is kept in a magnetizing field, that material gets magnetized by induction. So this is the characteristics of ferromagnetic material. So the variation of this magnetic induction with magnetizing field, that is not in a linear, and that means the ratio between B to the H, that is B by H, is not a constant value. So now we see that graphical representation. For a ferromagnetic material that can be magnetized slowly by a magnetizing field, that is H. This magnetic induction of the magnetic material can be increases. So it can be start from point A and slowly it can to attain the point of C. So the materials slowly rises and attain the point C. When you are giving the magnetizing field to the material, so the magnetic induction can be slowly, we have to mark from A to C. Then we have to decreases the values of magnetizing field. What happens? Now it can be reduced and it cannot be come back to their original position, but it can create the another path. So that is from C to D. Slowly it can be it decreases. Then when we are giving the magnetizing field value H is equal to 0, then it go to attain the E. E is the magnetizing field value is 0. So then and further decreases the magnetizing field, what happen, it goes to decreases and attain the point of F. From E to F, the decreasing magnetizing field, it goes to attain. Then further decreases of the magnetizing field, it goes to attain the point of G. Then we are giving the decreasing value, it goes to the point of K. So this loop is called the hysteresis loop from C, D, E, F, G, K. So the magnetic induction of the ferromagnetic materials itself forms this loop because of induced, that is magnetic induction. So this loop is called hysteresis loop. And this hysteresis means the phenomenon of lagging of magnetic induction behind the magnetizing field is called the hysteresis. So the entire cycle of this magnetic induction B lags behind the magnetizing field H. So this is called the hysteresis. and also some of the terms are given here. So the point AD represents in this, that is called the remanence or retentivity. So that is called, it is defined as the ability of the material to retain the magnetism in them even magnetizing field vanishes also. So that is called retentivity. And also coercivity, that is called the magnitude of the reverse magnetizing field for which the residual magnetism of the material vanishes. That is called coercivity. So these are all the two terms here, retentivity and coercivity. So this loop is called the hysteresis loop, and we have to, this material can be divided into hard and soft magnetic materials. So here, based on the shape and size of the hysteresis loop, the ferromagnetism are divided into the two magnetic material, that is the smaller area and hard magnetic material, that is the smaller area represents the soft magnetic material. So and the larger area represents the hard magnetic material. So here the hard magnetic material is considered as a carbon steel, and the soft magnetic material is a silicon steel here. So these are all the two types of soft and hard magnetic material based on their shape and size.